Hello out there. Well, as you are probably doing, I came home and I checked the news. I saw that there were 14 FBI agents that came forward, and I thought I would scour the internet, see what I could find on that. And while I was doing this, here we are, I came across this face. You see, this is the article here, and there's Jim Jordan. I came down, and what is this guy doing here? What is this about? It says Washington Examiner videos, Build Back Better bust. Massive spending halted. Oh, this is fantastic because this is Joe Manchin. This is the guy that is going to skyrocket our inflation to the moon and beyond. And I have scoured the web, really trying to find something on the other side that really was trying to push home how great this inflation bill was. And, Joe Biden pushed it, so we can trust that to an extent. And I can imagine the room of people there said, how do we push through putting the IRS on steroids while we have massive inflation? What will we call it? So, and we have to put more money into climate change, or to do something about climate change. What do we call this so the people that we have mesmerized will buy it and they will feel like we care? And I'm sure somebody raised their hand and said, I know, just like the Patriot Act. And then when it was under Obama, it went on steroids, massive surveillance. Well, that's what this is going to do. It's going to, this bill, it's going to be massive surveillance. And they're going to check you if any deposits going in or out of the account, $600. If you have at least $600 or as much as $600, if that's all you make in a year, the banks will have to report to the government $600. So I thought, when I saw this guy's face, and then I read Build Back Better bust, massive spending halted. And if you know that this bill is kind of like is Green New Deal Part Mark II, and it's kind of like they're doing the 99 or $93 trillion Green New Deal piecemeal. So we accept it. That's why it's a little at a time. I mean, a trillion at a time or several trillions at a time. They keep pushing through these bills while we are we're doing crazy things like if you make yourself a chicken, you got to boil the hell out of whatever's left. And you got to make that last as long as possible, at least that flavor. Get every piece of cartilage out of there. Every single rice that falls, I pick up. It's unbelievable. The future is grim. Yes. So I thought when I read this that Joe Manchin's going to save the day. Like he and Cinema. They were going to save the day, except this time he wrote it all by his little self. And I don't know, there's really no reason to not trust him. He is the guy who replaced the other guy from West Virginia, another Democrat who has a very, very high status in the Capitol Rotunda right now. So I said, what is this? Hope against hope. Hope against hope. Maybe he's changed his mind and pulled the bill, even though it's signed already. Maybe, this is how stupid they think we are. Call it Inflation Reduction Act. They'll buy anything. We sold them Russia collusion, spent millions and whatever of their money, separated the country, made one side angry with the other side, and made them shut up very well. And so we found out that was all a hoax. That was all fake. And you can scour the internet and you can find that all over. And then we saw that the Hunter Biden laptop, there's Russia collusion. And then we found out, no, it was real. They just sat on it and said it was Russia collusion. And then just, in disinformation, it were Russia disinformation. And they got through and they fortified the election according to Time magazine, which is also trying to convince you that this is fantastic. I mean, bloating the IRS 4 times as big or 5 times as big, you can put all the departments together in the government and they will not have this many people, this army of people, basically telling us, they're telling us that they don't care. And it's going to be massive. We thought the lockdowns killed business. Oh, you wait. But anyway, I thought this was a breath of fresh air or a breath of hypocrisy. But I was hoping against it, just like you, hoping against hope that we're wrong. I'm always hoping I'm wrong about this. I really do. And then I listen to both sides and I find out the truth and I find out who's lying. So I thought, naive of me, just a tad, that they had turned this around because it's just terrible. Anyway, listen to Joe Manchin. You're going to love listening to Joe Manchin. I'm going to make the screen bigger. And let me click on that. I'm making the screen bigger. Okay. I don't want to have any issues like other times. So I'm going to go back to StreamYard and I am going to X out. Oh, everybody could clap now. I'm going to X out my mic. Okay, everybody clap. She's not going to talk anymore.
Senator Joe Manchin broke the huge news on Fox News Sunday's first airing since Chris Wallace's departure. Asked, what is the state of play on the Build Back Better bill? Manchin upended political Washington.
I've always said this, Brett. If I can't go home and explain it to the people of West Virginia, I can't vote for it. And I cannot vote to continue with this piece of legislation. I just can't. I've tried everything humanly possible. I can't get there.
You're done. This is a no.
This is a no on this legislation. I have tried everything I know to do.
He cited the same concerns he's had throughout negotiations: inflation, the rising debt, COVID's resurgence, a dependence on government the massive bill might engender, and his party's disingenuous promises to fund 3-year programs over 10 years. The White House lashed out at Manchin's bombshell announcement, accusing the West Virginian of betrayal. In a lengthy statement, Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, quote, if his comments on Fox and written statements indicate an end to the effort, they represent a sudden and inexplicable reversal of his position and a breach of his commitments to the president. Manchin supporters cried foul at that. Guy Benson typified conservatives' reaction in this tweet, quote, Manchin literally wrote down what he would support in a document signed by Chuck Schumer months ago. This bill isn't close to what he wrote. His decision is sudden and inexplicable in the same way the bill would cost $0. But some Democrats were fit to be tied. Far-left progressive Ilhan Omar threw out an expletive on live TV as she heard on air of Manchin's no.
I mean, we all knew that Senator Manchin couldn't be trusted. The excuses that he just made, I think are a complete bull. First of all,
there you go. I decided to cut my mic because I didn't want any reverb. I don't want to make any more mistakes with live streams. I'm sure there's an easier way how to do that, so I can cut in and cut out and say BS to this. So he sounded like he cared, and you had all these Democrats hating him. So is this political theater? I think it is. I think it's BS theater. I think he did this so we would hope against hope that there was somebody that we could trust. So when you got us to the point of, well, me never trusting, I don't know if you've watched past live streams, I've never trusted Joe Manchin. Anyway, so I turned out to be right again. So I think this got us to, or he got us to hope against hope that he was going to put his foot down and not let these massive spending bills. Of course, all of them went through, didn't they? How many have they passed now? Now it's 6, 7 million, maybe 8 million by now. Not billion, I mean trillion. Oh my God, million. When I was a kid, there was a candy bar called the Million, something about the $1 Million Marathon. It was a very long bar that was called Million something or other. And it was caramel. It was flat and had chocolate over it. And I guess it's unless it's a marathon bar. Anyway, whatever it was, when I was a kid, that was considered big. So my mind is still, when I was a kid, when being a millionaire was big. Millionaire, that was a lot. And then billion, then I'm not quite used to trillion. I mean, billion. Now it's trillion. And this is so through the roof. And I've been saying all along, China's going to come in and just take the country. They're just going to walk in and say, you owe us. So I think this was political theater, and you got all these. I think some Democrats, I don't think they're in on the game, and so they all get mad, and he should just quit, and he turned his back, and he promised it, because some people aren't good at acting, so you can't tell all of them. So you got to get some real anger, but not a lot where the guy is, his life is in danger. You don't want anybody hurting him. God forbid you don't say anything like that ever. Okay, I don't believe in it. And I never would do it. But I think this time they thought that we were stupid enough when he presents a bill that he wrote with his own 2 widow hands, gave us the impression that he was working very hard to do the right thing for the American people, to help the American people, because we are suffering. And you know what? We are suffering. We really are suffering, by the way. And then when he presented this, there's a lot of people that called him out. And there was a lot of stuff. I don't know if you follow some of my posts, but I even have something here from a .gov website about what they were planning to do with this. It's all over in the PDF files. In fact, I'll put the link underneath. So if you don't catch any of my posts, I'll give you the link and you can look at it for yourself. That apparently they found that the people that they wanted to audit, 76% were small private business and middle class, upper and lower middle class people. That's predominantly, and they feel that they can get about $200 billion out of us. this was all planned. This is not, so they're telling us one thing and they're actually doing another, and it's on the .gov website. And apparently if you put $600 in your account or it's taken out in an entire year, if that's all you have is 600 and up, so as low as 600, this bill requires all the banks to tell the IRS, even if it's that small. So even if you are lower class and poor, they're going to know everything that you're doing. Apparently, they feel that they're not getting enough money from private businesses or very small businesses. They're needling you for the last little tiny fiber that's in between the chicken bone of the roasted chicken you made several weeks ago that you've been boiling for a month. This is what they're doing, and it's not a joke. It's no joke, and it's no malarkey. It'd be nice if we could just laugh at some things and know that, they're at least innocuous, like a balloon on a stick, but they're not. They're not. How hypocritical does somebody have to be to look? And that's just amazing. Does he really believe it? Does he know he's lying? And he's telling you that I couldn't look my family in West Virginia, my constituent, I just couldn't do it. This is so wrong for the American people. It's the Green New Deal part, or Mark 5, maybe. All these trillion, when that was shot down, Green New Deal was shot down. Once they started passing these massive packages, I said to myself, they're doing this piecemeal. I think I've said it in a video. I'm pretty sure I have. They're doing this piecemeal because the Green New Deal was supposed to be $93 trillion. Of course, it's going to be a lot more because inflation, it's going to keep going up. So I think, personally, Joe Manchin, I think the Democrats, maybe not all the Democrats, because you got to get the fire and fury and make it look real. And I don't think all of them most of them are that good actors. Though I don't know, the Squad are pretty good. I kind of wonder if that's an act. I really do. I kind of wonder if, they were kind of put together, kind of like the Spice Girls. And they didn't, it wasn't like it was kind of like the Monkees was the beginning. Actually, it wasn't. I think they started doing this in the 50s, by the way. They did. They started putting perfect people together. They did. So they probably, I don't know. I won't say anymore. Just think Spice Girls. Okay. I don't know. Maybe they are great actresses, And I just we could listen more and more and more about them being pissed off. And probably say he's just like the guy whose last name begins with T. And I will be doing something on that. But see, everybody's doing something. And I think what we have to do is really, really pray, Because they always say, for the American people. Notice they say that, for the American people. And all of a sudden, oh yeah, the Democrats, that's like one of those hypnotic suggestions, and they hear, oh, for the American people, a Democrat saying that, oh, they must mean it. They must mean it. This is one of the catchphrases. And you say, oh, the Democrats are always the people for the poor, caring about the poor, but actually always passing massive spending and making government bigger and making taxes bigger. They've always done that. They really haven't changed, have they? So this time, call it the Inflation Reduction Act. They'll buy that. Oh, they'll buy that. It's Mikey. He likes it, but he likes everything. It's kind of like they'll say, yes, it's to reduce inflation. Are you kidding? if you care about your constituents, if you care about even your children's future, do you honestly think all of you are going to be at the top? Do you really think so? I don't know if you've noticed that sometimes they do throw people to the wolves. You wonder, all these years he got away with that, doing all this stuff, and everybody comes forward. And now they're getting him. And then you realize they want to actually take down somebody on the other side who will remain, we won't mention their name. And so they'll throw one of theirs out of the pack. They'll throw one to the wolves. I don't even know. Are they really in prison? Did they really pay the fine? Did they? You have no idea, because it is one of theirs. And I have to wonder, really. But I think, well, not everybody can be at the top. Not everyone can be saved. And they're going to say, well, we remembered you. You took the fall. Well, that's Hillary stepped down, and she took the fall, so they promised her 2016. That's exactly what happened. It's her time. And she was winning. She was winning. And Obama, Michigan and Florida, he didn't put his name. He didn't even bother to put his name on the ballot. So what they did was they got together. It was on TV, and they gave him votes that they think he would have gotten, so he would have enough electoral votes. And remember, Bernie voters, the superdelegates, and if you ask them, what are superdelegates? Well, you see, we have these superdelegates because sometimes, and these are the people for the people, or the knaves for the people. Sometimes people don't vote for the right person, so we have to have the superdelegate to kind of correct it. So via the superdelegate, they kind of pushed Bernie out. So they will put anybody in that they want. And then, of course, we know from Time magazine who's still supporting the saying that this is not going to inflate the IRS, which it is, because it's like all the departments put together, which I'm sure you've heard. No, it's Time magazine. Time magazine told us in January they couldn't wait, or was it February? They couldn't wait to get this out, how much they fortified the election. And they told you basically what they did. They basically hired an army of poll workers. It's all in Time magazine. Catch it on the web somewhere before they remove it. But whatever they want, they do. Whatever they want, they do. But at least they made the elections perfect. We're not allowed to say anything about it because we have to stand up for electoral or voting integrity. So whatever it is, it is. So we shan't say anything. But before 2020, it was messed up. At least 2016. But before that, Obama, very good. Hate Bush. Then like Bush when he says he doesn't like Trump. Anyway, call it the Inflation Reduction Act. Oh my God. Hypocrites. That's just a reminder of what he said and how interesting that's there in my face. And it looks like, it's made you look like, when you see this spending bill, Joe Manchin, oh my God. No, he didn't change his mind. He's just a hypocrite. I think they planned this all along. So we would get to trust him. People would say, okay, if Manchin did it, then he's not pissing away our money. If Manchin did it. Anyway, see you guys again soon. Tonight, I usually have an Elvis stream. I got all this information together and I was going to present it, but I looked at my other streams and said, forget it. I won't do that to you again. And so I took those down too. So don't worry about it. Unfortunately, I wish I could edit this, but I actually can't because it's on StreamYard and I have to just download it to YouTube and other places. So anyway, if you don't catch it on YouTube, you can catch it on Rumble. And I can do this on BitChute too. And where else will I put this? I forget. Maybe Minds, but at least Rumble, BitChute, you'll be there too, if not for YouTube. Anyway, goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much for popping in, and I'll see you again soon. And in the meantime, pray, really pray, and get the truth out. Get links out, get the truth. Oh, anyway, I'll put this link, and you take a look at it. I'll put the link, the government link, because I don't want to make this any longer. But I'll put this government link out there. Let's see. I'll show you this. Oh, to do this, I'm going to have to knock out this stop sharing. Stop sharing. Okay. Share screen. Share screen. See, it isn't easy. This particular thing, I have to find another streaming site so I can stop screaming. Okay, let me take a look here. This is ridiculous. It shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't have to pause to cut my mic so I can play things. I should be able to just stop it and make a comment. It would make the streams shorter too. You know what? I'm going to the link. I'll just give you the link, and you look at all the documents. Read through the documents for yourself, and pass the link around to your friends, people that you know. Just pass that around and show them this is from the government. And if the website is, I think it's if it's intelligence, I think it's IC or IE. So if you see that, oh, that's bogus, that's actually really the intelligence. It's completely different. But you shouldn't be looking at that anyway, because that is, that's our intelligence offices. But anyway, this is a PDF that apparently, was it Chuck Grassley? Yes, Senator Grassley. I think it was Grassley. Hawley. No, it was Hawley. I'm saying it's younger than he's younger than Grassley. Senator Hawley shared it. So it's real. And take a look at it and share it yourself. Anyway, see you soon. God bless you, and pray, pray, pray. Please pray. And treat your neighbor kindly, even though a lot of them out there do not treat you kindly. Like today, one person was kind of nice and then was nice, and the person that was really supposed to help me was not. I just found and there was another crazy lady I bumped into too. It's crazy out there. I won't want to get into it, but it's between everybody's crazy after, the craziness started getting really crazy 7 years ago, and I won't say anymore. Okay. Pray and spread truth. Spread truth. Okay. That's my motto. Trademark. It's my motto. Spread truth. Jesus is going to say, wait a second, you can't have a trademark or a copyright on truth. Veritas. Alrighty. God bless you. And yeah, God bless you. Okay. See you later. See you soon. Alrighty. Bye-bye.